So what is this case?
There's two cases for Valerie Rushing.
Sir, could I have you read the court, please? Thank you.
Yeah, you guys will go over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we bring that up?
Do you want me to call the case?
Yeah, let's go ahead and call the case and then have everyone put their names on the record, please.
This case before the court is Valerie Rushing, two cases, RCR 2021-116378 and RCR 2022-116888. Counsel, please state your name for the record.
Hillary Bunker for the state.
All right, and you are Valerie Rushing?
Yes.
How do you say your middle name?
Riao?
And you, sir?
Toby Small. I'm also owner of the dog in question.
Okay. But you are not charged in this case, is that correct?
Correct. I told him I should have been named, but I wasn't.
All right. I'm going to have you sit in the back, right? Sit just behind her, please.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, so again, you are Valerie, how do you say your middle name?
Riao?
Reno Rushing. And I do have two citations here, both involving similar situations, so I will ask the prosecutor to go ahead and make a record.
Your Honor, Ms. Rushing has two animal citations pending, one from 2021 and one from 2022. We have released an offer that has not been accepted. I've spoken with the defendant. They've requested another continuance due to the case that's pending with animal control. At this point, to keep it moving forward, I would like to see if we could get a trial date just to keep something on the record. These have been continued a couple times already.
Okay. So let me make a record on each one. So on case number RCR 2022, well, I should go to the first one. Sorry, I have to jump back and forth here. So on RCR 2021-116378, that charges you with 4 counts. Animals at large, no dog license, unlawful restraint of a dog, and permitting a dog to chase, worry, or injure or kill a domestic animal on the open range. It appears that this case was filed back in December of 2021, so about 6 months ago or so. There was an original pretrial conference scheduled for February 25th of this year, and then it got continued to today's date. Is that accurate? Just that one continuance?
I believe there was also a continuance from May.
Let's see if that's in the other case. And the other charge is under RCR 2022-116888. And it appears that, again, there's 2 charges in this one, animals in a large congested area, and again, no dog license. It appears that, yeah, I only show this as almost a first setting. Don't know why, or maybe there were other settings before it got transferred to the criminal department, I don't know. So, Ms. Rushing, is it your intent to ask for another continuance to get these matters set for a trial date?
Yes.
All right. And I don't hear an objection from the state. They just want it set for a go trial date. Is that correct?
That's correct. Our concern is if we set it for another pretrial conference, that this is just going to be, I know that we're looking potentially into December, and so we're just going to keep continuing this without any resolution.
All right, let's see if we can find a trial date. So we're going to set it for trial. I just want to make sure you understand what your rights are in regards to that. You've been arraigned on both cases, or you've been, because you filed a waiver of arraignment in preparation for now. Let me make sure that's true on these cases. Hold on. Well, let me go over that. Since we're going to be setting a trial, I'm going to go ahead and just arraign you on these 2 cases. There's the same rights on both cases, but basically you have a right to have a trial, which is what we're going to set today. We're going to set a trial date for you. At that trial, the state is required to prove that charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to confront and cross-examine those witnesses. You have the right to subpoena witnesses on your own behalf. You have the right to remain silent, which means you don't have to say anything. You can require them to prove the case. And you have the right to counsel. I tell you all those rights because I just want to make sure you understand your rights going forward, and that there won't be any excuse when you come back to court that we'll be ready.
Okay.
You know you can have an attorney, so if you're gonna get an attorney, get one immediately, not
Okay.
2 days before that trial date, okay? So with those rights in mind, you're gonna maintain your not guilty pleas to all 6 counts over the 2 citations, and we're gonna set a trial date.
So I have September 12th at 9 o'clock.
And what day of the week is that?
September 12th would be Monday.
Is that okay with Ms. Rushing and
Yes.
her witness, so to speak?
Yes.
All right, and is that okay with the state?
Yes.
So that's the setting. We will get you a reminder right there, so you have that. And like I said, I advise you those rights because I want you to be prepared to go forward, because I can guarantee you the state will be prepared to go forward.
Okay.
And we don't want further delays because you didn't understand something. Do you have any further questions?
If the appeal for the dangerous dog case has not yet been adjudicated, we feel like the outcome of this one can
I'm gonna ask you to
that
stand,
one.
please.
Is it true?
Stand.
Yeah, okay.
And come up to the podium so I can hear you.
Okay,
Right there, right, that's the
Oh, right
podium.
here.
this here, okay. So, we're in adjudication for a dangerous dog case where we feel that since the events that led to these citations led to not only this trial, but also the dangerous dog hearing, we were hoping we could get that one cleared up and then address these ones. We don't really even have a date yet for the dangerous dog appeal. I guess what I'm asking is if that one is still being worked out on September the 12th, is there any recourse for?
Well, here's the problem. Yes and no. Here's the problem. Okay, first of all, none of the charges that you're facing are dealing with a dangerous dog. And you're not being cited for that. So they seem unrelated in that regard. Okay. Further, I don't have any information before me regarding that case that you're talking about, the appeal process. I don't have an order. I don't have any decision from the animal control regarding that situation. So for those 2 reasons, I'm going to say that no, you probably will not get another continuance because they're unrelated, and 2, I don't have enough information to make a decision whether it should be. I mean, obviously you have a right to come in and say, here's some paperwork to whatever judge is here on that Monday and ask him that. But my gut is no, the state will be prepared. I don't see the relationship between the dangerous dog case that you're dealing with and this case involving, an unlicensed dog or a dog free and a dog at large or dogs in congested areas, that type of thing. That seems to be unrelated. So as it stands right now, based on the difference between these citations and what you're telling me, I would say no. In addition, I have no information here regarding that case of whether it would impact it. So I would suggest that you be prepared to proceed to trial on that date because as it stands right now, I don't see that as an excuse.
Yeah, the one for chase, worry, and injure, I think would be the one that we're concerned about. That would be the citation that led to the dangerous dog.
Then I would suggest that you provide the court when you come back with documentation as to that, because I don't know if the state has that, but the state has the right to object and say, no, we want to proceed, we don't think this is related.
Okay.
As you've told me right now, I don't see it as related, okay? I don't have the facts in front of me, and I don't want the facts in front of me right now about the injury, I guess that's count 4. But if you think it's related, 1, you need to provide that documentation to the state, and then you need to be able to provide that to the judge who's presiding to decide whether or not to proceed on that matter or continue it to await the appeal. As it stands right now, I don't see the relationship, nor is there any evidence provided to this court to say that it should be continued past the date we just gave you.
September the 12th, thank you.
Okay. Anything further from the state? Anything further from Ms. Rushing? All right, then that's what's happening.
Okay.
Yep.